Hello, everyone. Reverend Ja'nae here. I'm also the energetic elephant. I do spiritual life coaching, hypnosis, EFT tapping, and I do toe reading and auricular therapy. But I just wanted to start a new little thing here where I will be interviewing local people that are having their spiritual awakening and having businesses where they're going to start helping people heal and learning more about themselves and remembering what we're really all here for. I think a lot of us are just kind of uh, living life that we've been told to live, but there's more, and I want to help people get there. And I think that my first guest, Nijalon, is one of those people. I just would like to introduce her. She is a business owner. She owns Afredanz in Pascagoula, and she is also a psychic medium, and her name is Queenmother NiNi. And I just would like to introduce her. How are you today?
I'm doing well.
I
Thank you
just,
for having me.
of course, I'm so honored and excited to have you. Um, my gifts told me like that you should be the first one to do this with me. So this is the Maiden Voyage, episode 1. And I'm
Mm,
so honored you said yes. Basically, I just really would like to learn more about you and hear your awakening story and how you got to this point in your life where you're stepping out there to heal the planet and heal the people and the land.
yeah.
And I'm so excited to hear your story. I did want to do a little exercise with you if you don't mind. It
Okay.
is a brain hemisphere heart cohesion exercise
Mhm.
where we're just going to connect our both of our hemispheres and our heart together. And I love it because it's so simple. And all you're gonna do, I just like to start with rubbing my hands together,
Okay.
get our hearts open and warm. And then you just take your hands out. I don't know if you can see. And I'm gonna say the statement first, and then I'll wait for you if you want to say it after me. My left hemisphere and my right hemisphere are connected with my heart.
My left hemisphere and right hemisphere are connected with my heart.
My right hemisphere and my left hemisphere are connected with my heart.
My right hemisphere and my left hemisphere are connected with my heart.
Yay!
I love that.
Isn't that cool? It's so
I love that.
simple. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, when I'm out of balance energetically, I find that I don't flow with my words. I feel a little clumsy. And so when I do this, it really helps me to cross my energies back to contralateral and the words flow and everything else flows. So I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah. I'm gonna adopt that.
Yes, please do. All right, girl. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm a dancer. I tell everybody I love, breathe, eat, inhale, dance. Dance is my life, which is why I own my own dance studio, which actually was a dream of mine since I was a little girl to own my own dance studio. And
Yeah.
so I've been, I have a degree in dance education. Um, I teach ballet, jazz dance, hip hop, modern, African, all the genres of dance. Um, Let me see what else when it comes to I'm an artist. I believe in even with me teaching, I also believe that I should always, or anyone should always keep their artistic side, their
Mhm.
creative side always flourishing and going. So I'm also a performer.
I love
Um,
that. Do you do adult dance too, or just children dance?
Yes, I teach
Everybody.
dance for all ages, which one of my goals, well, not one, many out of many of my goals, one of them is to get my adult dance classes up and running and more full adults dancing into moving. I want adults to understand it doesn't matter what age you start dancing. Um, I even have a conversation with some people. Some people have, or when they were younger, they had the dream of wanting to be in a dance class, but parents probably couldn't afford it, or they didn't think dance was important.
Yeah.
And so it's like the adult class, what it does is just nurture that inner child and actually bring that inner child out, fulfilling that dream of actually experiencing what dance is. And that's my goal for adult dance classes. But I
Yes.
know sometimes it takes time for people to get comfortable with it, or actually because we don't, I would say honestly, around here we don't have adult dance classes, and
Nope.
it's foreign. So it's like, okay, it's just getting the people here to actually experience it. But yeah.
I love that, and that's what I'm waiting for because, I was that little girl who wanted to be a ballerina, and mom and dad said, no, not now. And then I just waited and waited, and the time never came. And we really do, time just passes. And
Mhm.
so I want to be a ballerina, and I want to be a ballerina at your studio. So we have to get that going.
Yeah, and what's amazing, because I did when I first opened last year, I did start promoting adult classes, but because of limited to no enrollments, I just kind of, or I'm gonna say archive it, just put it to the side. Because even
Yeah.
in my handbook, I still have information about adult classes because like how at the end of the year recital stuff like that. I want the adults to have the opportunity to perform too as well. So to have that experience. So
Yes.
not just come to class. So I was having this conversation with someone. When it comes to dance, I always think about the end result. I don't ever think about like, oh yeah, it's cool to be in a moment. I love the being in a moment, being present and just experience it. But it's like, where are we going from here? Like, what's the
Yes.
journey from here? And so having adults to, if you dedicate 1 hour a week or whatever to a dance class, wouldn't it be great to have an end of the year recital and
It would
performance
be
to
beautiful.
show?
Yes, yes. Because I would always go to the recital at and for the Ocean Springs Dance Studios. I would go
Yeah,
to the recitals and watch the girls, and then their parents would bring them flowers. And I wanted that. The whole
yeah,
experience, all the way from class to the recital. Yes, it's very important. Oh, yes. We
so
have to
yeah,
get that going, girl.
we do.
Yes.
Yes.
So what else?
um I now am practicing my gifts, my spiritual gifts, which is a psychic medium.
Okay.
Um, I actually started practicing my gifts on TikTok. So
Okay.
that's where I do most of my readings and everything. I do my live readings and things like that. But you can also book privately with me. But I've had this gift my entire life. It wasn't until my brother transitioned 2 years ago that I actually, as I call it, got pushed into
Yes.
practicing and actually utilizing my gifts. And it's been a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience.
The
And
big push.
yeah, they do push. Like, okay, what you doing? What you waiting on?
Yes, absolutely. Well, so when you were a kid, were you having experiences that were scary, or did you shut down? Because for me, I shut down after some pretty profound experiences.
I've just always been, I call myself the sunflower. I've always been a little sunflower child. It's just vibrant and everything else. And like, I did,
Yes.
I didn't have bad, but I've always been scary. I can't watch scary horror films, terror
Yeah.
films, or anything like that. I'm very sensitive to that. Any gruesome scenes and yeah. So, but I can't say that I had like horrible experiences, but also I have learned even when I do have bad experiences, I have always been a child that transmuted the energy into like this positive way of viewing things.
Wow.
So even if I was experiencing something, I always found a light in it to help me through it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Were you taught that? Did you have someone to tell you how to do that, or did it just come natural?
It came natural, but also watching the women in my family, the way they navigated through struggles and things like that. Like it didn't even feel like we were in a struggle. It didn't even feel like, because the way they handled everything.
Oh, that is so beautiful. Wow. So other women in your family also are gifted?
I have come to discover my mother's side, which is my grandmother's side. They're healers. Healers,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow. Well, so your children, have you noticed if your children are also using their gifts yet? Yeah.
They they're not active, I'm not gonna say actively, but they're not aware conscious of their gifts. I think my daughter is, now that she's older, she's starting to be more self-aware, but they, yeah, both
How
of
old is
them.
she? She's,
She's 12.
and then the baby's 3,
He's 2.
2.
Yeah, they'll be 3 and 13 this year.
Oh my goodness. Whoa. Oh gosh. Well, I think I had started to notice it with Presley because he's 11 now. I started to notice when he was about 4 that he was also very, very gifted. And so I also another goal with this is to find other mothers with children who are gifted because I feel if we can keep them open and understanding their self, then they'll never feel the need to turn it off or shut it off. And they won't have
Right,
to become adults where they're just learning again how to use it.
right.
So that's kind of another goal, is maybe eventually having a group that we get together and do mommy and me breathing and mindfulness and teaching them all about their energy body. So
Yeah.
that could be something we could collaborate on.
Oh yeah, that'd be beautiful. Yes.
Yeah. So, was there like a defining moment where you knew that you were going to help people with your gifts, or has it just always been there?
I um People always naturally gravitated towards me and telling me their stories, their experiences, asking for advice or trying to, in casual conversations. But I have this nurturing spirit, and this nurturing is this just in me. And like I've always been this helpful mother person. Like I care for you, and when I care for you, I'm gonna help you and whatever. So I've always had that. And when it came to my gifts, I feel like it's people that knew about more about me than me know about me. I just operated in my natural nature. And so I
Right.
think people realize, like, wait, she knows more than like I, I felt like people got, when look
They
back,
knew
I was like,
you knew
people got free readings and pulled on my
for
energy and
years.
for years. I fixed people's life for years
Years and years.
and years and years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You
I
were
came
healing their aura, patching them up.
Yes,
Yes,
yes. Doing
definitely.
all for free.
For free.
With
No,
no
yeah.
exchange, with no energy coming back to me,
Nope.
just pushing it out there, just giving.
Yes. Yes. And so now I think it's time for sure there to be like reciprocation and
Yes, yes.
back and forth because, for me it was exhausting and I didn't know what was happening.
Right.
No one told me I needed to release it after they gave me their story or that I needed to
Mhm.
ground. So I think
Right.
that's super important to teach people because once I learned those things, I can now help other people without feeling the ickiness or the sleep, exhaustion and those things.
Yes, definitely.
So that's like huge. Um, well, how did you come about Queen Mother NiNi?
NiNi. Okay. Oh, this is I love telling this story. So,
Can't
because
wait.
my name is Nijalon. Actually, when I was born, my brother's the oldest. I'm the middle. We have a baby sister, by our mom. And so, when I was born, he's the oldest, and so he was like one, almost two when I was born. And so he came. He started calling me Nana, and so everybody just followed suit, Nana. But that name, even um, when people would call me that, it felt like energetically it did something to me. Like I felt like a tingle or something, but only like close friends, people that grew up with me, and family call me Nana. It wasn't until I traveled to Ghana about 5 years ago. And when I went there, my name has always my whole life given me, I'm not gonna say giving me problems, but giving other people problems right now because my name is not a problem. But
Right. Yes,
but
I
yeah, so
know.
and so when I traveled there and with the whole cultural differences and stuff, I was like, you know what, it'll be best for me to just tell them to call me Nana versus Nijalon. And so when I started introducing myself and say, tell them, okay, my name is Nana, I got these funny looks. And I'm like, what's this look for? you know, and but later on, a person he told me that Nana in Ghana means king.
Oh,
And yeah, and I'm like, wow. And then another person say, okay, we get ready. We're going to through an excursion through the Ashanti Kingdom. He said you're going to learn more about what Nana actually means. And I'm like, so I'm excited. So we go through our excursions and things like that, and we were sitting there having a conversation, and even just learning about the Ashanti Kingdom and how it's structured and everything. Come to find out, Nana in female means queen mother. Yeah. And
oh, I'm covered in chills.
then what's even more amazing about it is that a queen mother reigns next to her brother. Yeah. And my brother gave me the name Nana. And so it was just yeah. So like it was like yes, it's amazing.
Oh my
It's amazing.
gosh,
Yeah.
girl.
And so that's where Queen Mother comes from. The
So
whole
now
title, Queen Mother.
I've got tears. Like, I'm not a crier. I feel it right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what was his name?
My brother's name is Croy. It's Croy. Yeah. And yeah, and we were the first two to be born, and the way we operated, and even what's amazing is like with his transition, like it sparked
Mhm.
my spiritual
Yeah.
journey into being a psychic medium and everything else. So it's like I see the reigning of the brother and the sister and everything. And the more that I evolved on the spiritual journey, I realized how much he knew spiritually. That he was
Yes.
very quiet. He didn't say much, but yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm
My brother and I didn't get along, but we were passionate about each other. Like when we fought, it was passionate.
yeah,
Like we would hurt each other because we were so passionate that the anger would be so
so intense. Yeah,
intense. And our mom passed away in 2019, and her passing has sparked that same thing and pulled us together.
yeah,
And now we don't go a day without saying we love each other.
yeah.
So that brother sister dynamic is so powerful. Oh my goodness. That's the most beautiful story I've ever heard.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank you. And it's been the most beautiful experience to know, and even because my brother didn't transition until 2021, but I went to Ghana and everything, and to actually like even hold that's so special and sacred to me to know that my brother gave me that name.
did he, did you go there first and find that out about what that means? So did he
Yeah.
know?
He did. I found out, I went there first to find out about it. I don't even remember me having a conversation with him about it later, because it was like, oh wow, I guess, but later I'm gonna be honest, after I left Ghana, that's when that whole spiritual
Yeah.
journey started going. Like I came back a whole different person. I tell people that I said I went to Ghana, this person, and came back
You're back a
a whole
whole,
I couldn't even identify who actually traveled there first, because I was completely transformed into
wow. That's amazing. Well, when I asked that question, I heard he knows now. Like he knows, like he knows it all now. It's like, wow. So cool. Well, now, so do you help, can you help other people connect with their loved ones? Or so as
yes.
part of your psychic medium work, what does that entail?
So I'm able to connect anyone who would love to connect with the loved one that has transition. I don't use the word, died, dead, or deceased, because we don't die. But yes, I could connect, help anyone connect with the loved one. I also can help connect them with their spiritual guides. I've done spiritual guide readings to where one person I gave a reading to, he actually has a spiritual, how do I say it? Like servants and everything. Like he's a whole, like he comes from a lineage of royalty, and so they spiritually take care of him, and it's amazing. And I've even gave someone a spiritual guide reading where he has a whole spiritual team as well, as like they're helping
Wow.
him, like ancestors. Like it's amazing, helping guide him throughout his path and
That is
everything.
so
It's like
cool.
it's amazing just to see, like to actually see it and meet them and everything else. And I've had it's been emotionally, I'm saying overwhelming in a great way, and
Mhm.
honoring, because the more I'm experiencing this, I'm fine a lot of other people's spirit guides, spiritual advisors, ancestors send them to me for readings and to connect them, because and I'm like, it's like they trust me.
Yeah.
It's an honor. But yes, I could connect people with their loved ones. Let me see what else was coming through. I was trying to say something, but it slipped my mind. But yeah.
That's happening to me a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, I can definitely connect them. They
That's
and
so
what's
cool.
amazing is and I tell them they be itching. They send signs all the time. And we don't, sometimes we don't recognize it, or we're not taught to look. Like we'll pick it up, but then we'll be
Right.
like, maybe I'm just in my head because I'm grieving, or maybe
Mhm.
I'm just and just having that reading confirms. And it's like, I know I wasn't tripping, I know I wasn't going crazy, I knew it was them.
I knew it.
And
I knew it.
they are so excited to know that like they can actually connect. And I basically tell people I'm just a translator. When we transition, we don't speak, this language. We don't, or whatever language we spoke when we were here. Because I'm like, I could even channel somebody that speaks Spanish or somebody that speaks another language, because when we transition, we all speak the same language. I call it
Oh,
energy. And so, um, So yeah, and so like I'm able to. All I am is a trans. I tell them all I am is a translator. I said you can still talk to them. You can tell them I love you. You can ask them questions. I said, but the only difference is they can't reply back to you. Like if I was to, we were in a vocal exchange. I said, but they'll probably send you a sign. They'll probably send you a verse in a song or something. But when
Yep,
it's the answer to your question. But
absolutely. And I feel like it helps with the grieving process too.
healing is so healing.
It is
It's
so healing because I think a lot of times we stay in that grieving process a little bit longer than we should, and our loved ones they don't want us to be stuck in that pain, but we
yeah.
don't know how to get out of it because we think they're gone and we haven't been taught that they're still here. They're still communicating with us. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, that's so beautiful.
You want to hear the interesting thing about grief that I actually came to?
Yes.
So this came I think last year or sometime within it. But grief is actually an extension of love. It's an extension of love. You have a loved one that has transitioned to another dimension, a dimension that we're not energetically familiar with. So
Yeah.
that energy is so overwhelming. That's why the emotions, the anger, and it sparks when when they're around you. So you may have, say, like, you have a good day, you feel like, okay, today's a good day, everything is good, yesterday
Ah,
this brain knows that they transition, but
yeah.
energetically still feel them. And so that's where the emotions and all this, like, yeah,
So like when we're feeling sad and really like missing them and that anger, like why, that's really them coming, drawing near. And we
yeah,
don't recognize that
yeah,
feeling, so it comes,
yeah.
whoa, that's
That's all
powerful.
it is.
Life changing.
It is. And and it's funny because I had this conversation with my mom last night. And I had a cousin to transition last year. Such a powerful, beautiful, and even powerful energy. Like when she comes or I feel her, I have to kind of like ground myself because her energy is so powerful. But I was talking to her and I was saying I usually tell people, because this is what we'll do, like when someone transitions, we feel like we have to get over it. No, this is not something you get over. It's something you
Yeah.
adjust to. Don't ever like fixing your mind and, oh, I got to get over this, or it's been 6 months, I should be better now. It's been a year. No, you're adjusting. Just like, and what's so amazing is
Wow.
birth, and I'm gonna use the word death, the energy of it is the same.
Yes. Yeah.
Just like you adjust to having a baby, you really have to adjust to having a new baby, a whole, I
A
say,
whole new
12
energy,
months or more.
like a whole new energy that just came through your
Yes,
body.
yes. And you're incubating, you holding that energy, and yeah, it takes about 12 months or more. And it's the same way with the transition. It takes about 12 months. I say give yourself at least a year to adjust and to
You
be capable
know,
of adjustment.
what's crazy is you're the only other person I've ever met that has said that about death, that the energies are similar. Because when my mom passed, I've never spoken these words aloud. Only to a very few people have we had this conversation, like maybe three people. When my mom passed away, it was the most beautiful experience of my life. All she wanted was me rubbing her feet and my brother kissing her hair. And she had been ICU for about 4 or 5 days. We decided to take her off the ventilator. And there was this moment where me and my brother didn't even talk about it. he just did it. He was at her head, rubbing her hand and kissing her forehead, and I was rubbing her feet. And I looked up and I said, "This is the most beautiful moment of my whole life." And then later that day, I started to think that we can't call birth beautiful and death horrible. It can't be that way. They both have to either be horrible or they both have to be beautiful. So I'm going to start calling death beautiful. And do you know, all fear of death went away when I made that perspective change. And then
Yes.
hearing you say that, because that's your part of your gift is that connection with passing over. To hear you say that is makes me feel so good inside. Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're welcome. And it is a beautiful experience. It's the way that you look at, but we're taught to look at it such as a heavy manner. Not saying that because we're having a human experience, it hurts. Of course, it's like it's this year make 3 years, and I still have my moments when it comes to my brother. I'm having a human experience, that comes with it. Give yourself grace. And so, but understanding, and I tell people all the time, I say, if you could see what I see, you'll be so happy for them, and you'll be actually jealous.
Yes, yes, we would. We would be so
Yeah,
jealous. Ah,
jealous.
girl, that's amazing. Well, is there any other cool things I should know about you?
Um, I'm actually like, that's one of the major cool things that
It's
I've
a
been,
good
yeah,
one. It's a good one.
like that's been a life changing experience. It hasn't been easy because going from what you're taught and the opinions and of people and
Yes.
what people think and how people feel about it, but to be able to feel, because I'm an empath as well, like I got all these gifts. And just to be able to either like to give readings and feel that it energetically, like how how healing it is, and feel like actually experience that feel healing exchange with others, especially when it comes to their loved ones, and even for themselves, because being able to do both, not versus just mediumship, actually to go in
Ah,
it's a truly, truly beautiful experience.
yes, it is. All right. Well, let's see what time it is. It's a 11:36. Yeah, so I'm gonna share this beautiful video. I'm so honored that you shared all that intimate stuff with me. Oh, well, you know what I was thinking too just a second ago. How do you handle, and I'm just gonna ask you that one last question because we
You can
live,
ask more. I have time. It's
I
okay.
know this has been so fun.
Yeah.
We we live in a different part of the world, this it's South Mississippi, and I find that people are a little turned off by it, but then we have people that are like us, and that makes up for what the other people. So how do you handle any people that are like I don't know what to call it, like naysayers or people who say that this is bad?
I make sure I connect with people who have the same shared ideas and about spirituality. That keeps you, it helps keeps you grounded.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It helps me remind like my purpose and what I'm doing. And what's amazing is, which it came through as you were saying that it is needed here,
Yes.
specifically, especially in Mississippi, because of the indigenous roots, ancestors,
Yes.
and everything,
Yes.
energy that's here. So it's actually, um, because one thing I love history, and one thing I know history repeats itself, and even like knowing energy, energy cannot be destroyed. And so it's coming, everything is coming back up. So I even with this, which I'm excited about this, because what it's doing is actually sparking the minds and actually is encouraging others that have gifts or others that have thought about, oh, I want to, but
Mhm.
I'm afraid to actually put myself out there because of how other people feel and everything else. Because me saying, because one of, excuse me, like being a psychic and saying I get messages and stuff, and even with, uh, let alone mediumship, like what you talk to the dead. I come from a Christian background. So like
Yes.
even just practicing, which I had a moment the other night where I felt all my ancestors just their love, so proud because I'm the first practicing out of my whole family practicing my gifts. And my grandmother was a healer, where she's my spirit guide.
I
Her
love
mother
that.
her mother was a medium, which she just became my second spirit guide now that I'm embarking the journey of mediumship. Her father was a healer. Um,
Oh,
all of her siblings, her brother was actually a bishop, which he was pretty much a healer as well.
very cool.
But him in a sense, he was practicing using his gifts. My cousin that transitioned, which last year, which is his granddaughter, she was a singer, beautiful singer, um, healer as well, healed through singing.
Yes.
So
Yes.
and so I come from a deep root of healers, psychics, mediums. And my brother, I believe he was a medium.
Yeah.
He never talked about it, but he was definitely a medium. And the thing about it too, embarking on this journey, what I've learned with especially my family lineage is that with us having these gifts, we didn't take care of ourselves, because you do have to take care of yourself after
Oh,
practicing your get, like you have to really,
yes.
really, really take care of
And
yourself.
like it's a whole other way of hygiene, basically. It's like
Yes, it
energetic
is.
hygiene.
Yes, like nurturing yourself and making sure. And that's why I was talking about that whole energy exchange, like giving, giving, giving. Because I come from my family, just givers. They love with their full hearts. And it's like you got to be able to
Yeah,
receive that back for that balance. And so I'm
absolutely.
working on healing that as well for the generation. It's been a beautiful experience.
Oh my goodness. I love that. Wow, that was a beautiful response. And I think us doing this is also going to help people feel safe. Like we're creating a safe space for them
Yes.
to finally talk about this. When I was a little girl, I remember because I didn't understand what this was, but I had this fear that if I thought about something too much, that it was going to happen,
Mm,
and that scared me.
yeah.
And I had no one to talk to about it. So I would love for people to be able to bring things like that up without feeling scared or unsafe, that they're going to be judged or that they're going to be thought of as mentally ill because there's that stigma of all that. And I want all that to be just wiped away.
Yes, because it is a stigma. And I'm gonna say, like, even with me owning my own dance studio, everybody or a lot of people that know me growing up knowing that, oh, that's the dancer. Like if people don't remember my name, they call me the dancer. Um
I
but
love it.
going from being all about dance, creating that business and dance and everything else to like, hey, now it's time for you to practice your gifts. It's like, what? How does that make sense? I'm like, I had to have a moment like, how does that make sense going from teaching dance and everything? But then I realized it's all
It's
connected. And I've been doing it. I've been actually practicing my mediumship, practicing my
yes,
psychics through dance for the longest and didn't realize
yes,
it. And
yes. It is like one and the same. One and the
yeah.
same. Ah, that is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with me. So how many do you have your website? I want to make sure that we attach all of your social medias and all of your websites to the video. So you can just if you want to just say those
Okay.
platforms, and then I'll link them to the video whenever I post it.
Yes. My dance studio is Afredanz, AFREDANZ, DC.com. But you also can find my dance studio on Facebook, Afredanz Dance Center, um, Instagram, Afredanz DC, and we do have a TikTok, Afredanz Dance Center as well.
Okay.
Um, my psychic mediumship business, my metaphysic business. You can find me on Facebook, Queenmother NiNi readings. I should think it's Queenmother NiNi. It's probably just Queenmother NiNi. But on Instagram, Queenmother NiNi readings 3, and TikTok, Queenmother NiNi readings as well, which I operate more so on TikTok more. I do live readings and things like that. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm starting to get on the other platforms as well. But yeah.
Awesome. Do you offer like sessions through Zoom or some other
Yes, I
comparable?
do. Yes, once you go to my Facebook, you can see in, I think it's in the bio, you'll see the link to my link tree that gives
Okay.
you all the
Oh,
information on
okay.
how to book private readings with me. But I do Zoom meetings as well, private one-on-one mediumship readings as well.
Awesome. I'll add your link tree there too,
Okay.
so that we can make sure that everyone can reach you through all your different platforms.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you for having me. I'm so honored. And then just the fact that your name is Ja'nae, I both like, because my middle name is Ja'nae, and
I
I'm like,
know. I
oh,
forgot to say that. And I want that was like the most important part. Yes.
yeah.
My name is Ja'nae and your middle name is Ja'nae. My grandmother gave me that name. They didn't have a name for me, and she worked at Dee Dee's dress shop in Ocean Springs when I was
Yeah.
born. And they had a line of clothes called Janae. And so she went to the hospital when I was born and she said, I think I have a name. And my mom loved it. And so that,
So funny. Yes.
and I've only met maybe two or three other people that have our name. So
Yes.
I felt an instant connection with you when I saw that that was your middle name.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the recording off, but I feel honored that you would sit down with me and do this, and I think that the ancestors are very proud of us. We are about to heal the whole world. We're gonna heal the land. The land is ready. The plants are ready. The bloodline is ready. I can feel it inside me that the Choctaw tribe
Yeah,
is ready
they
to
are.
to one of the things I hear is back when the settlers came that they didn't quite realize that we were seeds. They thought they were gonna wipe us out, but they didn't realize that they couldn't do that.
That
I
was my
think.
exact that came through for me too. So yeah.
Oh, yay. All right, sweetie. Well, thank you so much for doing this with me. And I will get this up for you here this afternoon.
All right. Thank you, lovely.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.